Hello and welcome back to another video. If you've been watching my recent videos, then you may know that I have been creating a zine for one of my final projects at university. And now that the deadline has come around, the zine has also been produced. It's taken just under 3 months to create and I'm really proud with how this has turned out. I've mentioned it in many of my recent videos, and if you have watched my photos I took this month series, then you would have seen most of the photos that have gone into this zine. Anyway, this video will basically be me talking about how I created the zine, from the idea to the printing, and then I'll finally flip through the zine at the end. I've also posted this zine on a website called Issuu, and if you want to check the zine out and you can see like basically all of it in its entirety for yourself, then I will have a link in the description which you guys can check out. So if you want to go check it out, then please do, as I'm really proud of this, and yeah, I just want to show it off to everyone basically. Anyway, let's just get into it and start off with how I got this idea. I was originally hoping to create some work around St Michael's Mount, which is a famous landmark that's not too far from me. It's this island that's off the coast of Zine and Penzance, and on the island there's a small town and there's a big castle. And it's just quite a famous landmark in the UK, and I was really hoping to document the lives of the people who worked there and who also lived there. But I soon came to realise that it wasn't going to go as smoothly as I had hoped. I realised that talking to strangers and asking for their photos wasn't as easy for me anymore, and I had really struggled with it. Also, the people on the mount just weren't as friendly as I was hoping they were. Of course, there were a bunch of people that were happy to be in the project, have a conversation and get their portrait taken, but a lot of other people just didn't want anything to do with it, which is completely fine, and I understand why, but that was going to be a big problem for this project. After going back to the mount multiple times and trying different things, I realised that I needed a different project and fast. And after some brainstorming, that's when the idea popped into my head. I wanted to do a project that I could relate to myself that would still be interesting for me to create. See, the St Michael's Mount project I was really interested in doing, but I just couldn't relate to it and create work in it that was good. And I felt like I needed something to relate to help me create like good work. But yeah, that's when I thought about tattoos and piercings. They have always been a big part of my life, and I know many people who are absolutely covered. I also felt more at ease talking to these people as we had some common ground between us. So once I was set on doing this project, I messaged people about the idea and most of them were really up for it. And soon after talking to them, I began shooting. For this project, I used the Fujifilm GFX 50S and the Mitagon 65mm 1.4, as that is my favourite camera and lens combination, and the images that produces is just amazing and perfect for this project. So as the weeks went by, I was arranging shoots, getting wonderful portraits and having conversations with amazing people. I was happy with the photos that I had captured, and I knew it was time to design the zine. I wanted the covers to look like an aftercare leaflet that you get after you get like a piercing or a tattoo, hence the name Aftercare. However, when I was researching aftercare leaflets to get like an idea of what it should look like, I realised that that wasn't going to be a route that I wanted to go down, as a lot of them, in fact most of them, looked like they had been created in 2010 by someone with very limited Photoshop skills. So instead I decided to make the cover really clean and nice to match the cleanliness that most tattoo studios have. I also just like how it still looks like a leaflet with all the writing. I think that just looks really nice. However, my original mock-up design for the zine did look quite boring, so I decided to ask people that were involved if I could use traces of their tattoos to use on the cover and inside the zine. And they all said yes, and they sent me photos that I could trace from, and that's what this is now. I've got some tattoos on the front and also some on the back. I love how the cover has turned out with the tattoo and piercing advice and the tattoo designs. I also like how you can view the zine from both directions. It was something that I was contemplating including, and I'm glad I did, as I really liked how it turned out. Like, it doesn't matter if you view it from the back or the front, it just looks the same. When it came to designing the inside, I knew I wanted to continue with that same clean look. So I made the photos big on the page and have nothing distracting you from them, and then in between each person I put a blank page so you know that their story ended and another one continued. I also like that when you flip through this scene, it sort of feels like a gallery, as you have the white background, the big photo, and then the text on the side. Once I had designed the zine to my liking, I knew it was time to print, and I had printed a few times before. I printed my Cats on Film like test zine, and then also my To Cornwall and Instant zine. And I printed both of these with Mixam, who are a printing service in the UK, and both times that I printed with them, they had been reliable and reasonably priced. So I printed this zine with them, and around a week later, my copies had arrived. However, this time I was quite disappointed. The colours are very inaccurate, some photos are darker than they should be, and there are also some weird lines on the pages. This is the first issue that I've had with them, and I'm not sure why it happened. At the same time of ordering this zine, I also printed my yearbook, and this has turned out amazing. This has turned out really well, and I'm very excited for all my classmates to see this. But yeah, the yearbook turned out great, so I don't really know what happened. So sadly, the printed version of the zine hasn't turned out very well, but the one that you can view online is just how it was meant to be, and I really recommend going to check that out. So anyway, that is the end of this video. I will leave you with me flicking through this zine here from front to back, like the whole way through, and then also after that you can see a slideshow of all of the photos that I took for this project. In the slideshow, I'm going to include photos that weren't in the zine but I still took for the project, so you get to see those as well. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
Thank you.